was to link up two goggles. That's what I'm trying to do. The one that we're doing now is the option 2, which is 2 goggles, 1 remote control.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so we're not doing option number 3, which was 2 controllers and 2 goggles.
Yeah, not yet. Let's just do the option number 2 now, and then we'll look at the other one in a second.
I just want to go over one thing that I think will make it easier for you.
Okay.
When you add multiple stuff, period, how it works, whether it's controllers or goggles, it's the daisy chain through devices.
Right.
So we know that only 2 things can pair to the drone.
Okay.
So as an example, I want to give one example. When you just use 2 controllers, forget the goggles, right? Just 2 controllers. Is 1 controller pairs to the drone, and then even though 2 devices can pair to the drone, they don't do that. The second controller pairs to the second controller.
Okay.
When I take the second controller, when you have a drone, controller, and controller, when I drive away with that second controller, when I get more than a kilometer away, the 2 controllers lose their link.
Okay.
And when we have more than 1 device, it daisy chains through one of the devices.
Okay.
So then when we go to 3 devices, 2 are physically going to be paired to the drone, and 1 device is daisy chaining through. Then the most complicated procedure, and this is why it only works if you do it perfectly, and why it only works when you do it in the proper order, is because when you do 4 devices, 2 connect to the drone, and 2 daisy chain from the first device. When it's the goggles, and we're finally getting into 3 devices, not just 2, when we get into 3 devices, right?
Right.
Whether it's 2 controllers and 1 goggle, or whether it's 2 goggles and 1 controller, this is how it works. When we finally get to 3 devices, you would think it's the controller pairing to the drone, but it's not.
It's the goggles.
It's the goggles control the drone, and then the goggles connect to the controller. So then how you get the second goggle is by pairing a second goggle
To the drone.
the controller.
Or to the drone.
Exactly. And so really, the first step of what you want to do right now, which is drone, 1 goggle, 2 controller, and then second pair of goggle, which is 2 controller, really, these are going to be identical steps, because when we finally add the 4th device, the 4th controller, we're just doing the exact same steps, but adding the last controller at the end.
Okay, let me clarify, Jason. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the drone, connect to the goggles, then the goggles to the controller. Then the second pair of goggles gets paired to the controller as well.
No.
It gets
Second pair of goggles
gets
is connected to the drone. Then when we're doing the extra and 4th device,
we just
we do the exact same process. We just continue on with the second drone to goggles, now daisy chain down to the controller.
from the second pair of goggles,
Yeah.
hook up the controller number 2.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think this is going to help you. Let me say another 1 or 2 things.
Okay.
The reason it's paired this way is because you can fly the drone without the controller. Technically, you can touch the screen on the side of the touch screen on the side of the controller.
Right.
If you just have the drone and the goggle, 1 goggle, you can technically take off and fly the drone by doing tap to fly, and
Right.
hitting return to home and doing stuff like that. So therefore, if you want, at the end of everything, you'd like to, always be able to have 2 controllers and 2 goggles. In my mind, all you have to do is leave it programmed that way with all 4 devices and 1 drone, and then just not turn on the final controller.
Right, yes.
If you never turn on the slave controller, which is paired to the second set of goggles, everything should work with 3 devices. she'll wreck everything, never do any stuff like that, which breaks everything, right?
Right.
So that's not your fault if stuff breaks. But if you put your devices in airplane mode, you'll never get stuck with another upward firmware update that's going to undo this on you, right?
Right.
Then you'll never be panicked out in the field trying to get it programmed again.
Right.
So then if you just keep that forward controller off, which is the sleep controller, whenever you turn that one on, you're instantly going from...
Right. Here was what I ran into and why I turned this off is that I wanted to fly without the goggles sometimes, and so then I had to repair the drone just to the controller.
Right. You wanted the video on one or both of the controllers and not the goggles. That's right.
What would be perfect for me is the controller and being able to use just the controller and the drone, and then add goggles as I need.
So, okay, I will do some research on that because in my mind, you should be able to leave one goggles and one phone paired, one controller paired, because if you turn the goggles on or off, the drone doesn't care. It always instantly works on one controller or one controller and the goggles. You have video on both.
Yeah, what I found out though when we went pairing the drone to the goggle and then the controller, then I went out in the field, took away the goggles, and it didn't see the controller. So
right. When we had three devices paired, you never got the video back on the controller.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to think this through, and I've written this down here now. I know exactly what you need. You want the least possible steps so that you can go up to 3 or 4, which we already know 3 or 4 is going to be the same. And we want to be able to do 2, which is video on the controller and video in the goggles. You want to be able to go from there to 3 or 4, which is the same. You want to be able to go from 2 to 4 or 2 to 3, which is, yeah, perfect.
Right.
All right. Excellent. Okay. So we got the drone. We know that the little light's going to be flashing. Do we have the goggles and the controllers labeled? I have mine labeled A and B and stuff like that.
Yep, I've got them labeled, goggles A and goggles B.
Perfect. And controller A and controller B? Okay, and do we have the drone in a cool place, the arms folded out, and also do we have a fan to blow on the side of the drone or the bottom of the drone? Okay. Just to let you know, it won't hurt the drone, but I'm just very OCD. After 30 or 32 minutes, the drone will actually hit thermal shutdown, and that's only if the fan doesn't kick in after about a minute. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Couple minutes into this, I'm just going to ask you, can you hear that fan spinning in the drone?
Right.
I would love to bring some tools up with me when I come up. The bottom plate on the bottom of the drone comes off, and I actually, on everybody I care about, I changed the thermal paste. You know what that is, right?
Yep.
And changing the thermal paste to some really expensive thermal paste meant for a computer and a computer CPU keeps the drone so much cooler.
Okay.
I don't want to change that main board on anybody's drone. That main board is $430.
Okay, drone is getting turned on. Okay, drone is flashing.
We're pairing the goggles first and then the controller, right?
Okay, that's right.
So we're turning on the goggles A.
Turning on goggles A.
Yeah. And
Let's turn it on.
we're gonna do complicated. It's gonna, when we look on the menu for the pairing process, we're gonna do, we should give 2 options. It's gonna go simple or complicated.
One is simple, one is advanced.
We're gonna do the advanced one.
Okay, I'm going to go to that right now. I go to settings. I see linking settings. In linking settings, I see Mavic Pro. I'm going to confirm Mavic Pro. Oh, hang on. As I clicked it, it switched to another one. Confirm. Switching to Mavic Pro, it says. Linking settings. Now it has quick linking and advanced linking. I go to advanced.
Correct.
Confirm. Connect one set of goggles or connect two sets of goggles.
We know we're going to want to do two.
Right?
So then we're select option 2.
Confirm. So choose roll of DJI goggles being paired, primary remote controller, secondary remote controller.
We're doing the primary controller because we're only going to have one controller and two goggles, correct?
Right.
So these goggles are A and they're primary. So we select
Primary.
goggles, primary controller, correct.
Confirm. Connect primary to aircraft. Aircraft linking in process. I should press the button on the side of the drone.
Is the goggles counting down?
Not yet. When I hit confirm, it will.
Yeah, we always have 59 seconds, so never rush. You'll always hit OK and tell me when it's counting down.
Counting down, 60.
Tell me, now don't rush, what is the color of the light beside the button on the drone?
It's not the bright one.
Perfect. Press it once and let go.
Okay, it's bright.
Put the goggles back on.
Says no remote controller. Connect remote control. Linking complete.
Oh,
It says,
no controller.
yeah, it has two options. It says linking complete. Choose whether to connect a remote controller. Exit linking if not connecting. So I have two options: no remote controller or connect remote controller.
So now turn on controller A. Load the DJI Go app.
Okay, it's connecting.
Oh, in the DJI Go app, it came up with the Go connecting.
No, the remote controller itself is still trying to connect to the drone.
Perfect. Just leave it on. And now on the goggles, our option is to connect the controller, correct? Controller. So now on the goggles.
However, I don't have the little iPad on that's connected to the remote control. With the DJI app, I should turn that on first.
Yep, load the app on the tablet. Correct.
Okay. App's on, it says disconnected. However, now choose connect remote controller.
On the goggles, correct.
Okay.
Let me know when it starts counting down.
Confirm. And it's counting down 60.
Perfect. So now on the tablet, on the controller A, we got to go to the camera view.
Yep.
And we have to go to the three options in the top right.
Right, I'm already down to three options. I went to linking remote controller. I'm in remote controller, linking. Link RC, okay.
Now put the goggles back on.
Linking DJI goggles, it says.
The controller said that, or the goggles said that?
The goggle said that, and it's counted down. It's 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't look like it connected.
That's okay. What error does it give us?
The linking timeout. Ensure aircraft or remote controller is in linking. Retry.
Okay. So now look back at the tablet.
Right.
Did it also count down and fail?
There was no countdown. I press linking remote control. It says link RC question mark.
Oh. So
And then it
yes
says
or no.
cancel or okay.
Okay. So all we missed was that we had to hit OK.
No, I pressed okay. I just didn't tell you that.
Okay, and it didn't work.
Nope.
Oh. Okay. Now what do the goggles say? Do we have an option to do it again or cancel?
We have the retry or back.
So before we hit retry, device on the controller A, we're sure it's connected with a good wire, correct?
Yes, it is.
And I just want to double check that the controller is connected to that device. What do you do to verify that the wire and the cable is actually working?
I pushed it in, and actually it made a beeping noise. So let's give that a try again.
Press retry on the goggles first.
Countdown. Searching for aircraft frequency, timeout 56 seconds. Binding, connecting, remote controller connected. That's what it was. It was a bad connection. Okay, it says complete inside the goggles.
Okay, then of course, let's hit complete.
Okay, and it tells me that the goggles, the C1 and C2, are now equal to function buttons, so I go to next. 5D button, what it does, I go complete.
Yes, correct. Now what the goggles say.
The goggles, ready to go GPS, flight mode. However, I don't have any picture in the goggles.
The gimbal's not on the drone, right? Or the gimbal protection cover's not on the drone, right?
No, it isn't. Ready to go vision positioning, ready to go GPS, I just don't see anything.
Okay, let's not panic. On the controller A, on the device, we have the video.
No device on the video either, no image. Oh, hang on, the goggles just went on.
Yeah.
So the goggles now have visual, but the drone doesn't have an image. Transmission signal, it says, no image.
Yeah. Okay, let's just give it a minute. Also, sometimes this doesn't work when things are too close, right? Third thing, sometimes we have the drone on manual mode, and we have the ISO turned down too much, and it's just showing a black image.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a black image, I'm actually seeing the map.
On the controller.
Yeah, on the device that's on the controller.
So if you tap the map in the bottom left-hand corner, does it go back to the video?
Nope.
You mean it goes back to the video window, but it's just showing black?
No, there's no video window whatsoever. It's just the map.
Oh, okay. Okay, but we do have the video now on the goggles, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Perfect. Okay, so we did everything right, and all we didn't do was we just didn't make sure that the wires connected to the device on the controller before we started the process, which is not a big deal. It's an easy thing to miss.
Okay.
So let's power everything off. One more time at this point of how I verify that the wire is working to the device.
Okay, sure.
How I do it, if you have the app loaded on the device before you turn on the controller, the app will actually tell you controller is connected. It doesn't matter what order you do it in at this point, because the drone is paired and it knows what it's doing.
Okay.
So let's do step number one properly. Let's turn on the app on the device on controller A. And let's get to the app. And let me know in the bottom right hand corner when the app shows that symbol. It doesn't say go fly. It says
Enter device.
something else.
Yes,
What
it
does it say?
says enter device.
Exactly. So now turn on your controller.
Controller's turned on.
Now tell me what that bottom right hand thing says.
Checking firmware. Enter device now it says.
So if you always turn on the controller first, it lets you know that the device is connected by seeing that happen. Now we can turn on the goggles. That's right. The drone is always the last thing you turn on.
Goggles are on.
And now we know the goggles are not going to pair to the drone, so it's okay. And I'm waiting for that sound of the goggles booting up.
Goggles booting up. Says disconnected.
Perfect. Now turn on the drone. And I forgot to ask, do we have the propellers off the drone?
We have video in the goggles. Do I hit go fly in the app?
Correct.
And still no image.
Oh,
Still no image.
okay. Let me stop and think about this for a second. I know what happened.
Okay, I'm turning on the app. The controller isn't on yet.
That's
Says
right, being off.
enter device, and now I'm going to turn on the controller. It turned blue. It's checking firmware and versions.
We're only touching controller A and goggle A and the drone. So yeah, so we're doing option number one where you have video on your phone and you can turn goggles on and off if you want. We're changing all the pairing process. We're doing everything still normally. So now we have to go to the controller and we have to enter device. And we have to do the top little three options. We have to go to the pairing process in the app on the controller A.
Okay, it says aircraft disconnected.
We're okay with that.
Okay, I'm going into the device. In general settings, I see the remote controller. Scrolling to the bottom, it says linking remote controller.
Correct. When you select that, what options do we have?
Primary remote controller or secondary remote controller.
We're going to click primary.
Primary.
Now what are our options?
It says searching for aircraft, however the aircraft isn't on.
That's okay, it's counting down, correct?
Yes it is.
Turn on the drone.
Turning on the drone.
We're going to wait a full 20 seconds, no rush.
I got my handy paperclip.
And we're gonna push it another 15 seconds, no rush.
Okay, it says it's binding. It says binding on the remote controller.
Yeah, that's okay. What's the countdown timer at the controller?
20 seconds. 24.
Now press the button once on the drone.
Remote controller linked.
Very important, and I'm going to make this in my notes, that you go slow like the way I did it. Does that make sense? Hit OK or whatever you have to hit.
Okay, I hit OK. We're just at the map.
We only have the drone and the controller on. And now we have repaired, so we've undone everything else we did, and now we have to get the video working at this point. So I'm just going to ask you to take the controller further away from the drone.
Okay, I'm taking it further away.
It's because the bottom sensors of the drone cause the phone to give errors. It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, no, there's still no video even though I'm 15 feet away.
You see the map, correct?
I see the map and the little compass button on the bottom. When I turn in a circle, it turns. The map is full screen.
Okay, how do we make the map small? There's a little black square in the corner.
No black square. Hang on. Now we got video. All I had to do was tap on the little compass in the bottom left corner.
Correct. I apologize. That little compass can be big or smaller. Alright, so now you have video. And you have one drone paired.
That's right.
The reason I want to do the second goggle right now, goggle A right now, is because I think you should only have two steps. The step we're doing right now, and the complex step where everything's working. To me, I think that's going to solve all your problems. So even though this is what you want right now, I know that this adding the goggles right now is going to be much better. Then you're going to have a choice to turn them on and off whenever you want. So let's turn on goggles A.
Goggles A is turning on.
Yep, we're going to go to the linking process of the goggles.
Okay, I'm looking in the goggles.
On the goggles, of course, we're going to do the quick option. You briefly as you go.
Okay, I'm going into the gear icon. Tapping on it. I'm going into settings. Tapping on it. I'm scrolling down to linking settings. Tapping on it. I have the Mavic Pro to tap on. I'm confirming Mavic Pro. Now I have quick linking and advanced linking.
We're doing quick.
We're doing quick linking. I'm hitting confirm. Ensure the aircraft is linked to one remote controller. Press the linking button on the aircraft. Confirm. So we're going to confirm first and then let the countdown start.
Tell me what color the light is on the drone beside the pairing button first. What brightness is it?
I'm looking at it right now. It's not completely bright.
Perfect. Press it once. Pairing button.
Pairing button has been pressed.
Put the goggles back on.
Linking complete.
Go ahead and press the continue button or the OK button.
Good, I got visual. Video on the device and video on the goggles.
Guess what happens right now if we turn off the goggles?
We can turn them right back on. They'll automatically go on without linking.
So we're done. Step one. Let's now practice. Let's just turn the goggles off. The video is still working on the controller.
It is, yes.
We're randomly through a flight. We change our mind. We do 10 flights with just a phone. Now we decide, I want to have the goggles today.
Yes.
Turn the goggles on.
Boom, video right up.
Exactly. So now, I know you believe me that if we turn everything off, it's going to work. But I know you're a man that likes to try stuff, so let's turn everything off.
Okay, let's do that. Order of shutdown does not matter.
The order of shutdown never matters, except that it should be the drone first.
And why is that, Jason?
The reason the drone, and this I want you to write down, the drone is turned on last and turned off first. Here is the reason why. If the drone is ever on by itself, either because you turned it on first and now it's on by itself, or because the drone is still on and you've turned off everything else, so now it's still on because you turned everything else off first, then what happens is the drone is sitting there by itself with no controller, but its own little brain. The drone is not perfect. The drone at any time could have a hiccup, could have a programming code, and could say, oh my God, I need to go home, or I just received a takeoff or a launch command, or I'm not at the home point. Now, it shouldn't happen, but I will tell you not to worry about it, but it has happened, but don't worry about it. Second reason, for what we're doing, how do you make sure the controller's device, how do we make sure the phone is connected properly to the controller? If we turn on the drone first, we haven't actually seen the process happen properly. You turn on the drone first, now you turn on the controller loads the app, and bang, boom, jumps into the video automatically. You are missing the step of the first time that the wire's not working properly, or it's intermittently not working, and you're not sure if it's you're not understanding what's going on because you're bumping the wire, you're moving it, you don't know where the kink is in the wire. Now you don't know, and you haven't started up the proper startup procedure, and now you don't know what's wrong. Okay, so that's why I'm making you always turn on the app, always turn on the controller. It should be a flash of an eye. It takes half a second, you see that the controller is working, then you instantly bend down and turn on the drone, because the goggles you can turn on and off at will in this process right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, yes.
The very first linking thing we did here was still not the proper option, because the very first linking process, I would want to do all 4 devices, because you can leave that second controller off whenever you want. Now, what we just did right now, by doing 2 devices, the 1 controller, the 1 goggles, the 1 drone, is the minimum you should always do, because then you don't have an extra step. Those goggles are always ready to be turned on whenever you want.
Right.
And that way you're only going to have 2 sets of pairing instructions, which is simplest and best for you. And I did have a way where I had 2 controllers and video on 1 goggles. When I was flying with a friend, I wanted to have the video on the primary controller on the tablet or the phone. And I wanted the friend not having video on his controller and having just the goggles on.
Okay, so do you want to do a walkthrough now to 2 goggle to 4 device?
Absolutely, because that is now going to be just what you always do, right? Pairing that second controller is absolutely what you're going to do. This very first thing we did was went from just 2 goggles. When we're doing 4 devices, 2 goggles, and 2 controllers, leaving you the option to turn on the second controller or not, we always have to start with the goggle. Remember, on option number 2 with client, we're always starting with the goggle because it's the goggle that pairs to the drone and the goggle links to the controller.
Okay, always start with goggles whenever we're doing 3 devices or more.
Yeah, 3 or more, that's correct. Whenever we're doing the advanced linking, always start with the goggles. Whenever we're doing 3 devices or more, correct.
Should I turn off the device or leave that on?
Right, you can leave the app on because that just saves us a little hassle.
Okay, so I'm turning on goggles A first.
Correct.
And now I see what was happening yesterday when I was doing this unsuccessfully, is I was turning on the drone first.
Exactly, yeah. And then what happens is the drone pairs to the last device it was connected to.
Exactly.
The linking process just doesn't happen properly.
You can't get to advanced linking. Okay, so it says
Exactly.
it says disconnected.
Of course it does. We don't care. That's good.
Go into settings,
Correct.
into settings, into linking settings. I select Mavic Pro. I confirm. Now I'm going to scroll down to advanced linking,
Correct.
highlighted blue, hit confirm. And now I'm going to go from connect 1 set of goggles to connect 2 sets of goggles.
Correct.
Highlight it, hit confirm. Then I have primary remote controller or secondary remote controller. I'm going to select primary remote controller
Correct.
and hit confirm.
Correct.
Aircraft linking in process. I will hit confirm, but should I turn on the aircraft first?
No, start that countdown process first.
Okay, start the countdown process first. 60 seconds.
Now turn on the drone.
Now turn on the drone.
Yep. Don't rush. Wait patiently. We have
Okay.
59 seconds. We're going to wait at least 20 seconds and let that drone boot up properly. We're not going to rush.
Okay.
Rushing causes the linking to not happen properly or else to make a mistake.
Okay, we're at 30 seconds.
Give it another 5 seconds. Let that drone boot up properly. Look at the blinking light on the pairing button. What is the color? Is it bright or is it not bright?
It's not bright.
And press the blinking button on the drone.
Now it's bright.
Go back to the goggles.
Linking complete. Now it says no remote controller or connect remote controller.
Of course, we're going to connect the controller.
Highlighting it, confirmed. It says connect primary DJI goggles remote controller. Open the DJI Go app, choose remote control settings, linking remote controller.
See, now it's asking you to get prepared. Does that make sense?
Yes, so should I turn on the remote controller?
Exactly. So at this point, instead of rushing, because sometimes turning the controller and the app on takes time, right?
Right?
So now we always do the same process. We turn the phone on. We get into the app.
Device on, into app, enter device is not blue.
Now we turn the controller on to see that it changes, that the cable is working correct.
Turn on the controller to make sure the cable is connected properly. We'll note it by it turning blue.
Exactly.
And it is turned blue.
Now enter device.
Press enter device.
Yep. Go to the pairing section.
Press the 3 dots.
Correct.
Press the remote control icon. Scroll down to the bottom. Linking remote controller. It
Now
says,
just wait. We're at the right spot, so now we'll just wait there, correct?
okay, wait there.
And now we put the goggles back on.
Goggles are on.
Now we're at the spot where the goggles told us to get to, correct?
Right. It says connect primary DJI goggles to remote controller. Confirm.
Exactly. So now we hit confirm.
Hit confirm on the goggles first.
Correct.
Countdown is started. Press
Now we go to the controller.
and press OK. Primary remote controller.
Exactly.
Remote controller linked.
Now we go back to the goggles.
And it's still counting down.
It's still counting down.
Yes.
What does the controller say?
The controller says. The controller has video on the controller, on the device. Linking timed out, it says.
Okay, not a big deal. This is why we're practicing, because we did it successfully the very first time. We just didn't have our timing right this time, right? Not a big deal. So the goggles timed out. What is the option in the goggles right now?
It started connect primary DJI goggles to remote controller.
So it's back to that option, correct?
Yeah, it's connect the goggles to the remote controller, not the. I would suspect that the goggles were already linked to the aircraft.
They are, because we already did that successfully, correct?
Right.
So now it's just that the controller is still paired to the goggle, paired to the drone directly. So at this point, our option is to retry pairing the controller to the goggles, correct?
Correct.
So the option on the goggles, what does it say?
It says connect primary DJI goggles to remote controller.
Oh, that's what it says right now.
Yes, it does.
Oh, so something got
Yes,
mixed up and got backwards here. Yeah, because
we're daisy chaining through the remote controller now.
exactly. Yeah. So something got mixed up. We know we did something wrong. Not a big deal. Turn everything off.
I'm turning the drone off first.